comprehend what I'm about to say so that we don't lose the plot. If you're a young man, your example, and you like a woman that's fit and you're fit, if she don't like you, there is a reason why she don't like you. If you get to the crux of that reason, there is a possibility, using your language, listen, let me land, that you can bypass that. Here's the caveat. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. The caveat of trying to, this is what I teach my mentees, of trying to convince someone or contort, bend, and meander into what they like, you might get them. But the downside of that is you definitely going to lose them.
So
if I was
Bali, you look confused. I'll say this, and then you take the floor. You look confused by the end tell of that. Just because you could don't mean you should. You could convince somebody to be in love with you. You could convince somebody to go on a date with you. It's possible. But just because you could don't mean you should. See, you conflating the fact that there won't be consequences for doing what you're doing. That's a different point. We weren't talking about the consequences. Can you do it? Sure. Should you do it? Probably not. Because on the downside of that,
you saying what I said. I said
you're on the same page.
I said that. I did not start off by saying Ali. Did not start off by saying we weren't on the same page.
Now we're on the. Now
no. We were always on the same page. I just lacked. I wasn't able to convince.
No, we weren't always on the same
page. I know. Well, they were. They make it true. I said it, my brother. You just wasn't comprehending. So I tried to find the language to bridge the gap. So I just tried to find the language to bridge the gap.
Yeah, there's no. So, brother, please, first and foremost, brother, please stop throwing jazz with short arms. Okay, all right, just stop.
I love that platitude.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite platitudes.
Yeah, stop throwing jazz with short arms, brother. You feel me?
I love that platitude. Good job. Figuratively, you use your whole frontal cortex for that one.
Figuratively and literally, brother. Again, like you said, you're a little fella. But anyway, let's do this, right?
I know you must ain't seen my page. You a little guy.
I know.
You a little, and you little financially.
Oh no, never.
All right, let's stop right there. Okay. So I'm noticing a lot of this in these podcast streets, right? Where it's just ego is starting to really, really blow over. And it seems as if the entertainment bug is starting to bite influencers and some podcasters as they grow in notoriety. And in that particular case, you saw basically this guy named Opulent who ended up going viral, and it kind of been popping a little bit since then. But this kind of exposed itself to me, and so I saw most of it. But I'm gonna let Fantastic kind of explain to y'all what it led to, and we'll let Mr. Fantastic, since he was the one who had to put him in his place, we kind of let him kind of tell the story. Go ahead, Mr. Fantastic. What happened, man?
Yeah, man. Basically, shout out to Fatty, shout out to Ali. They had invited me to their weekly podcast. I forget if it was Ladies First or it was the Super Panel, one or two, whichever one it was. We were having a conversation about relationships and things and whatnot, what have you. And I think this is one of my first time like being on a panel with Opulent, the guy. But he's a guy that likes to establish dominance. He has somewhat of a Napoleon complex. He needs to be the biggest guy in the room. He needs to be the most important person in the room. And he talks about his money and things a lot, right? And he assumes that, I guess, that he's the only person in the vicinity with money, right? So he immediately goes to the attacking of my pockets, which he doesn't know. He didn't know anything about me. He didn't know what I did for a living. He don't know whatever. He said I was in an apartment automatically. I haven't been in an apartment since I was 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? When I did have an apartment, I was paying for an apartment and a house at the same time. You feel me? Because I couldn't, be here, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it comes into that, and basically he has a I won't say as broad of a vocabulary as he'd like to make you think, because I've heard him other times and he recycles some of the same words, but they're what people say with big words. So trying to establish superiority in the fucking situation. So I just I addressed it. And we ended up to a point of where we're going back and forth. He's trying to I guess say because I don't have a wife, I'm somehow inferior. And
what we'll do, I'm gonna play a little bit more of it so that'll kind of help with your explanation, and then we're gonna dive into it. Okay, y'all, give me just a second.
No, never that. But again, listen, bro. No matter where my wallet's in my pocket is, I'm bigger than you in every way, shape, form, or fashion, brother. So
well,
again,
it's cool to use your imagination.
Let's not make this about size, brother. Little fella.
Is that what you're called, Mr. Fantastic?
So entertaining. This is so entertaining.
Don't bail this little nigga out.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to bring light
Smell
to
the roses. Stop. Smell the rose, baby. You didn't jump in when he was talking to me, so don't jump in now while I'm talking. My nigga, you lose your money, you lose everything. You a little nigga that like
you have nothing to lose. No, you the little nigga. I got 2 businesses and 4 properties. What do you got?
T.I. We don't care.
What do you got? What do you got?
Brother,
what do you have?
Enough to be on the same panel with you.
No, you are the patriarch of nothing.
All right, so this what kills me, right? Why is it that when some people don't agree with you, they go into this temper tantrum and start attacking your character? Why do these people do that? And I'm noticing these podcasters are starting to really, really get loose at the mouth. You know, they starting to do things that they wouldn't necessarily do in person. And I just want to know what y'all thoughts on that, because I mean, these guys will get to going off and just saying stuff they don't even know nothing about the person they attacking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start with King. What's your thoughts on with some of what we've seen, man? Why these podcasts starting to get rough in these podcast streets? What's going on, man?
Man, I honestly don't know why it's starting to get rough, but they are. It's like it just to me shows a value of insecurity of themselves, like especially when they directly go towards the pockets of somebody you don't even know what they doing, and then in the moment of like when you keep carrying on, especially like for example, guys, when we're on the StreamYard, like there's only so much audio that can come through at the same time without it like clashing again, so you can't understand. So it's like the person obviously don't understand, like your message is not even getting across. You just sound like a bunch of mess. And I don't know what this is, what is going on. I don't know if it's because you don't feel validated enough, and you're trying to create some incitement to get engagement, and you think that controversy is going to cause that. But really, I'm gonna land my plane. It really just really shows an insecurity that you have, probably about money, since you brought up money first.
Yeah.
To someone you don't know their pocket. I mean, I don't think he's not your financial advisor, is he, Mr. Fantastic?
That's a good.
Not at all. Not my CPA. None of that.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I say the same thing too, man. I agree with your sentiments too as well, because you know, when I was watching it, you know what I'm saying, and I started and because I seen the thing and I said, damn, I said Fantastic got something into it with somebody. I said, let me watch this. I said, let me see who Fantastic chewed at. So I started watching, and then I saw him, and I was like, whoa, that's that guy, because I remember the guy because some of his stuff went viral, you know. And look, babe, I was, you know, it really, the thing about this man, you know, it's really true. He proves the point that money doesn't change you. It just exposes who you've been the whole time. Because sometimes it takes money for you to get comfortable being who you are, even if it's not a good person. You know what I'm saying? You know, because, you know, let's be real. You know, cosplay is real. A lot of us cosplay to get by in life, especially when we're insecure, like King said. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like being real is cool. So even a fake person is going to do their best to cosplay being real in order to fit in or get by. And when I saw him, that's basically what I saw. And it was like, just like this, he lost a supporter. Like, I ain't never found that support, but I supported him in social media world because I liked some of the clips and stuff I saw. But then it was like I saw a demon. When I watched, I'm like, this is the guy who they cutting up clip and saying these powerful statements. And I'm like, there you go. A broke clock, right twice a day. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw it, I instantly lost respect for him because I see he cosplaying. You know what I'm saying? I see he cosplaying. You know what I mean? So Steve, well, now let me go to Christian. I don't want the lady to go last. So Miss Christian, I would love for you to give us your breakdown of some of what you saw from a female's perspective.
I mean, when I look at it, I just feel like it's just the culture now. Like you come on the radio, like, big hit is a woman calling a man brokey, like that's just kind of like what it's all about now. You have to be rich, you have to drive foreign, you have to be an entrepreneur. This is just what the culture of everybody out here, even me working in the dating show. This is what these girls say. These Delulu bitches be like, yo, I need to make a $100,000 man. He needs to be 6'4" and everything. I'll be like, what is it about you that's gonna make a nigga like that want you? Because explain it to me, because I'm just trying to let you know, girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like it goes on both sides. The second that somebody feels like they're losing an argument because Mr. Fantastic was articulating himself in a proper way, and he didn't have nothing else to go to, so I'm gonna go, you broke, I got this, I got that. He's out here like shouting out what he has, and like a real nigga would never do that shit. Because the first thing goes to my mind is, damn, you yelling out you got 4 properties. Somebody might try to rob you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is you saying that on the internet? You know what I'm saying? So it's all just a lot of these dudes, when they're hit with intellect, they, and it's females as well. Like I popped the balloon. The girl ain't got nothing to say to a dude. Pop, well, why don't you like him? I got more money than him. He's a brokey. You know what I'm saying? Making it seem like that's the end all be all, and nobody really knows. That is just the first thing that goes in people's mind nowadays, is you're valuable because you're lit on the internet or because you got a bunch of nice stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the man, I'm lit when I log off this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not concerned about, what's going on the internet or what the fans are saying or what people's opinions are. But I feel like I'm one of few, because so many people are like, a lot of people are living literally off of like what the fuck is going on their social media. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, let me see if I can translate your language into to men's language. So basically, he was doing some shit abroad to do.
Exactly.
What a real nigga police.
Just saying.
Y'all heard it.
You
right
heard
there.
it. Hey, I didn't say it, Mr. Opulent.
I did.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Nah, I agree. Nah, we don't bar nothing over here. So with that being said, let me I'm gonna go to Steve, and then I want Mr. Fantastic to follow up on this. Steve, what and one of the reasons I'm gonna start out with you, because one thing I do know enough about you is that I've heard you talk, and I know you know big words, but you talk how you talk because that's your culture, and you comfortable right in your skin. What's your thoughts when you see these guys who try to out debate you, not based off logic or stats or quote unquote facts, right? But they always try to outword you as if that's gonna mean that means you automatically win, which I don't, which is an ignorant state of mind to me, because just because you may articulate more big words than I choose to, because a lot of times we choose to, because like when I seen them start trying to word attack Mr. Fantastic, I'm like, I heard Mr. Fantastic talk, Mr. Fantastic know just as many 13-letter words as you, Negro. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And so what's your thoughts on guys or people that in general that do that? How do you respond to that?
Suckers. They trying to find another way to come at you because you won the battle already. Really and truly. Hello?
Steve, go ahead, Fantastic. Steve good at the one punch answers. I got to get used to that.
Yeah, he good on that. Boy, he hit it though. He
hit it. Yeah. Mr. Fantastic, what's your thoughts about that, man? What are they thinking? What's your response to that? Especially because I saw you go head up with somebody that tried to outword you, and just as many 13 little words as him.
Yeah, man. Like you said, it's just tactics, man. Like I said, our age, we've seen it all. Verbal conversation, physical conversations, mental conversations, back and forth. It's just competition, and I'm cool with that. But like you guys said, you can tell when someone's losing because you make it about something that it's not about. You know what I'm saying? We can stick to the topic, because if you get to whatever else and everything else, it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go, right? And again, most importantly, as a man, I make everything around me. None of it makes me. Right. So as soon as I see a man tell me everything he got, and I got this and I got this and this and this and that, brother, that's how you define yourself, man. Hey, congratulations. But what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You wake up tomorrow and all that's gone. You feel me? I always lead with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not the Christian. Most importantly, now you're just making yourself a target. Oh, you got it like that? You know what I'm saying? And that can be on both sides of it. He's married, so I'm not gonna bring the females into it or whatnot, what have you. But hey, them YNs with them shiesties out here, man.
Straight up.
You feel me?
Had these coming.
Hey.
Man.
Yeah. But I found that interesting, man.
Can I add something about the topic?
Good. Yes, please.
Okay, just like in general, like the internet thuggery is just out of control as well. And like there's so many people that are on podcasts, YouTube reactors, and they just talk out the side of their neck and they talk tough, And really what it is, I've come to realize they've gotten very comfortable in that space because they sit in the house in a room by themselves and talk shit to their little live chat and, never have to see anybody outside. I've actually had like a particular reactor who literally will just say whatever he wants to say about me, which I'm here for the jokes and all that's cool. And he literally says, like, I stay in my house because I can't go outside because of the way that I talk about people, And I've actually said, hey, just don't make jokes about mental health or me being a drug addict. Anything else on fair game. Talk about anything else, but let's just use our platforms, properly. So that's a big problem. They're not banking on the fact that they're actually going to have to go face to face with these people. They're just internet thugs, keyboard gangsters, and they just like that space. I actually was with my husband in LA, and we met up with some of the reactors. We did the show, everything. Got to end the night. He looked at me and said, you was on there calling me a Timu Barack Obama. What's up? You know what I'm saying? And they were just like, and he kind of smiled, I was like, hey, look, just, watch out on the jokes, and they were taken aback because they wasn't ready to have to face somebody, especially my husband, Steve, tell him he really liked that. They wasn't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think it's a big, big problem and people are just getting used to it. And that's the reason why it's happening so much.
Gotcha. Yeah, because like I said in the beginning, it was just the only thuggery you saw on podcast was the Thug podcast, right? And it stayed where it was, you know what I'm saying? But now it's starting to leak over, and yeah, man, it's crazy. So mute your mics, we're gonna go add to this. I'm just adding layer to this, man. I just really want to mine it out, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's an important conversation. I think I'm ahead on that subject, so I wanted to go and take advantage of talking about it because I'm seeing it. It's just like when I started noticing rap. Like, whoa, rap is starting to, you gotta, if you ain't killed nobody or went to prison, you can't get a record deal. So you know what I'm saying? And people thought I was tripping, but then it happened, and then like, dang.
Bro, it's the craziest junk in the world because all you like a poet, but you just do it to beats, and it seems like you gotta be a gangster to be able to do this now.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's the craziest junk in the world, man. I say people take something and take you way over there somewhere.
Yeah. Because think about this. There's a Ludacris out there that can't get a record deal. There's a Fuji somewhere right now that can't get a record deal. There is a Black Thought. There is a Quality Lee. There is a Kid and Play. These guys can't get record deals. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what? You ain't gonna shoot nobody on the record? Nah, we can't sign you, bro. You.
I'm gonna say this now.
No, there's some good backpack rappers coming out right now.
No. You're right,
they're getting
but
some
but
good
I'm
deals.
saying as far as they're not a, you can't get in the machine.
Yeah. No,
See,
I just
first, the Fugees could get in the machine, a Ludacris could get in
there.
the machine.
Well, I don't even know about the new music. I'm not listening to any of that shit. You know, I'm listening to 90s. I grew up in LA in the
Yeah,
90s. You know, I got my Pac on my shirt. You know what I'm saying? I love DJ Quick. You know, I don't even know about none of
yeah.
this new stuff anyway. Don't need it. So, and
Gotcha,
they really
gotcha.
was. They really was thugging. They couldn't help it, you know.
Yeah. And but then they didn't fake it either. Like
Yeah, it
Ice
was
Cube,
real. Yeah.
yeah, like Ice Cube actually told you he was reporting. When they did interviews, they told you they were reporting. Now these guys want to be it, talking, and tell you they are that. You know, it's a difference. It's all about the context of how you explaining yourself.
It's
Go ahead, King.
it's almost like they never saw the movie CB4.
Hey, Gusto ain't playing no games, man.
MC
Not Gusto.
Gusto in the house, you know what I'm saying?
All right, then y'all mute your mics. Let's go into the next topic. But this is just a segue into the same conversation, though.
He wanted to swing so bad. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Let me be very clear. I want to be very, very clear. I want you to hear it from me directly. I would have beat the shit out of Corey. These niggas in real life is frauds. Nigga, who Corey done beat up? Corey would have got the shit beat out of me. I would have beat the shit out of Corey. And I'm not, listen, I'm telling you, it is what it is. I would have beat the dog. I would have dog walked that nigga. I would have beat the shit out of Corey. His hands was shaking like a stripper. The nigga was scared. The nigga ain't want to do nothing. All of that woofing online. Nigga, I'm right here in your studio right in front of you. Nigga, if you feel so disrespected, then do something. The fuck is you talking about? Nigga, that's all we do in Detroit is fades. Nigga, that's why I keep telling you. Nigga, that's all we do in the city is fades. That's all we do. My brothers, my nephews, my uncles, my homies. That's all we do is fades. That's all we do. All of this is fade life. All this.
Long dog, I can't stop it.
I'm just trying to see if I'm okay. If I got something too, I'm just trying to.
I like that. Hey, man. Man, Anton, please forgive me, bro, but we gotta talk now. We gotta talk. We gotta have a conversation, brother.
Did y'all have the lunch table in high school, in junior high? Y'all know the lunch table in junior high, everybody kicked it at. That's what I felt like. I was there and we was listening to some Rudy Poo dumb guy talking about he would have beat somebody's ass. Like, no, we were all there at the fight, bro. We were all there waiting on you to swing on them.
Look, I'm gonna tell you why I died laughing. When I first saw the video, I started looking at my knuckles. Looking at my knuckles. I don't know why I started looking at my knuckles, Mr. Panther. I don't know what happened. I just was like,
oh my God. There's not a brother in the hood that I ever took as not serious when I saw them shaking or crying right before a fight. I've never not taken that seriously. That actually scared me more. Where I'm like, man, you better be ready. You know.
Hey, here's the thing. I've been boxing since I was 10. I took karate from 8 to 20. And I'd have competed. My knuckles look fine. I'm just saying.
All right. They all right.
Look, Anton, that don't mean nothing, bro. That don't mean nothing, dog.
I got some scars.
That nigga That nigga made himself look like a buster.
I did this one putting together IKEA.
I love
IKEA,
Anton, but he gotta
cabinet.
chill, man. Like, let it go. You know what I'm saying? You walked into the lines,
You got
and you
out of there
came out, you got out of
unscathed.
there, dog.
You got out of there unscathed, man. Just let it go.
Let it go, bro.
Just let it go, bro.
Let
He
it
could have
go.
won. He could have won on this. He could have won on this. He would have just left it alone. Just been
Left it
quiet for the whole
alone.
2 weeks. Just
He
be
been
quiet.
His
milking it.
ass.
Hey,
Man, if you
Anton,
don't sit your suck ass
Anton been
down,
milking
the
it.
man told you kiss white ass and you
Hey.
apologizing.
Hey, Anton about a farm. He been milking this shit.
What kind of shit is that, man? Fuck you and how you feel about what I said, nigga. What's up?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, boy. Man, Anton about a farm. He milking this for every dollar. I ain't man.
Hey, y'all, we gonna have a Corey Holcomb Antoine fight like Jake Paul in a minute.
He said, I'm gonna milk this. Hey, and this what made me laugh. After he said it, he turned. Say, nah, that ain't it. That ain't
His
it.
manager, somebody was sitting on the side and said, nah, you weren't supposed to say that.
You weren't supposed to say that, man.
Hey, man. That was, I don't know why I found that clip fun. I was like, Anton bugging, man. Anton is bugging. You got out there unscathed. You know what I mean? You whether you were afraid or not, you faked it good. Hey, look, I ain't mad at you. Sometimes if you gotta fake it to get out the fire, you think I'm gonna hold it against you. See, here's my thoughts about it. Again, it's one of them things where to me, I don't think nobody won. I don't think this is gonna age well for either of them, because when negative things about you get exposed, you know what they're gonna remember the most, right? The negative.
But
and so
that's
to
the
me,
thing, Corey Holcomb got the best stage to clean his up, though.
Nah, I don't know about
I'm gonna say
this.
this because he can make a joke out of it.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna forget the negative though. People
I
don't
got
forget
you,
the
but
negative.
I'm just saying that's just like with Chris Rock. We ain't gonna forget the negative of him getting slapped, but it's like he can still make a joke out of it.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's all I'm saying, bro. Nothing more.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know he was. Listen, man. Like I said, I didn't know this was still going, or like he went that far out. Because come on, man.
He milking it, man. Miss Panther, you gotta chill, dog. That's my boy, but
That's not your life, Anton, bro. We know that, bro. Come on, dog. Like, come on, man.
Come on, man. Come
Hey,
on.
man. Hey, like you said, you gotta sell it. If you gonna go and you gonna make it, you gotta sell it, bro. So again,
You better believe it.
I say, hey, man, you can't knock the hustler. That's what you're doing. If you're trying to capitalize on this, this algorithm and all this shit and whatever. Hey, man, hey, it's WWE, baby. You gotta sell it.
Because he WWE. He might be on WWE soon with this acting, boy.
That nigga Randy Macho Randy Savage on this bitch. He Ric Flair in it. He out there talking.
Well.
I'm bad. I look good, and you don't.
Hey, when I was watching, I was thinking about the wrestlers before they go out on to the ring.
Exactly.
Oh man, no man. And here's the thing. I hate to say this is how you know Anton really ain't been in that life, which is cool. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody know me. I hate gangs. I hate that thug crap, and I hate the fact that my culture, they will give a care package to somebody coming out of jail than somebody in college, right? I'm in agreement with that. I hate that. I don't like it, and I agree. I agree with 95% of everything Anton says. And out of the 5% that I don't agree with him, it's only the 2% of what I don't agree with him that I really have a problem with, and it makes me not trust him to a certain extent when it comes to how I see him as a whole. Now I know that's a small percentage, but that 2% is heavy to me. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is this: you can't. I get it business wise. I get it. It makes sense. But I don't. Where I think he lost is that it's not going to age well because you embarrassed yourself in front of your core audience. You did. because you were never seen that way, and all these years you sold yourself to be this certain way and this stand up, and you end up becoming the ghetto-ness that you condemned.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm disappointed at, you know what I'm saying? I think he should not be worried about who don't like him. They didn't, whoever don't like you didn't like you before you went to Corey. Going to Corey only just gave him a reason to keep not liking you. I think it should matter to him about the people who did like you and support you, but now they like it, like, oh man, I don't know, man. Now hey, this is what we doing. You know what I'm
I would
saying?
say he was good when he left the interview, but him keep going on and on about the interview and saying like he'll beat the man up and stuff. You're going too far. You need to just LIG it like you said, bro. No bull.
Yeah. Take it. You know, it's kind of like gambling, right? This is how I see it, right? If you win $100,000 at the table at the casino, it's like he done won, but he keep going back and gamble. Bro, you already won. Just take your W's. Just run with it. Don't keep going back and gamble, because if you keep poking the bear, it's gonna be a problem, because at the end of the day, you put yourself inside of street politics, and this is how I know Corey really don't know. I mean, Anton don't know the streets like that, because let me tell you something about California. Ain't no such thing as nothing not being connected to the streets out there. It's just that bad, bro. It's just that bad. I lived out there. I grew up years. Like I say, people know my grandpa was Black Panther, so we were stationed in Oakland and San Francisco. That was the heart of it, bro. In LA, I grew up in Inglewood, even though I'm from Texas. Listen to me, bro. That's a whole nother. Come on, that's you'll get killed for not checking in there.
Yeah,
it's one thing to not check in these other places. You can get by, you can get around. Man, in California, you will actually die if you don't check in.
Correction. You will
He
die
shouldn't be
if you check
playing.
in. You will die if you check in, and you will die if you don't check in.
Joking. You ain't lying, dog.
That's how fucked up LA is.
And Anton ain't ready for that. Chill out, bro. Stop playing. Let it go. You're wrong.
And it's not to say Detroit ain't it. I've been on 7 Mile.
Mm-hmm.
I've been inside the restaurants. I seen the 2-inch plexiglass at McDonald's. I seen it, so I get that too. But I thought there was a conversation about millionaires and billionaires or 100,000aires don't see racism. They don't have a problem. They see business. So what is all this immature bravado, pushing it around type of thing? You know, it don't look good. It ain't a good look, man. It just ain't a good look.
Yeah, I mean, Anton, he's just fake. I mean, and he tried to rage bait him. You know, he was being very immature. He was acting differently than what he stands for. I feel like, yeah, Corey called him kissing the white man's ass, but I kind of feel like you're a Black Republican. It's a blatant insult. You get called Uncle Tom. You get called, you know, kissing the white man's ass. The nicest thing, no. But to then combat it with you suck, you know, black dick. I mean, that's horrible. You don't say that. There's just some things that are just off limits. You know, some things that are just automatically fighting words in somebody's face. I don't think that what Corey said was the best, but what he said was crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? And then he continued on when he had every opportunity to let it die out. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Christian? You made me think of a good example to defend my point on the disrespect, right? Because Mr. Fantastic had said something in one of the podcasts he was on. He had said that, you know, Corey disrespected him when he said, you know, but what I like what Fantastic had said was he said what's considered okay, so the levels of disrespect of what you say, it tends to be based off where you at, where you're from, right? You know, your area, right? And so that I like what he said about that because it is true. But if I use this analogy, do y'all think this is kind of a good way to defend my thoughts on it? Which to y'all is worse, saying if you get into it and he say, I effed your wife or I effed your daughter? which one is worse? Because both of them are disrespectful, but which one is worse to you? Which one would give you a little higher level of hostility?
Shit.
It goes
See,
by the aspect of each. If my daughter 20, I mean
What's the
18 or
age of the daughter?
older,
Yeah, like it differs if
she
she's a
did
minor
that.
versus an
no,
Now
no, no,
adult.
no.
she young and you raped her, that's
No, no, no.
something different.
No. What I'm saying is it could be a lie, whatever the case, right? Right. I'm just saying which one would give you a higher level of hostility? Saying somebody else your wife or else your daughter?
I think it's the same.
It's the same for me, bro.
Same.
I
Okay.
don't have a wife no more. So you so
to
he
me,
just says how you want to be. Like, okay, well,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think Kristen asked a good question. It depends, right? Is he trying to get a rise out of me, or like did it like you feel me? So I don't know, man. Like I said, people say wow.
But that's exactly what Antonio do. Me, I think my daughter would be a little bit more raise a higher level of like hostility with me, because I'm gonna say, hey, my wife's grown. She you know what I'm saying? Like
she made that decision.
Yeah, if it's true, she made that decision. But if my daughter, ooh, I don't know now. That might push me over the edge. But I respect both sides of the spectrum that say it was equally disrespectful. But me personally, I think it was like
I don't
1
think it's
pound to 2 tons in disrespect for me. Though.
But I'm gonna give you this too.
But then when I will say
Wait,
this
what,
too
Chris?
is that like I'm Team Corey Holcomb. I actually have a personal connection to Corey Holcomb, and I actually talked to somebody who was in the room. Everybody knows all my friends are rich and famous. So like I talked to somebody in the room. I know other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like in the last 30 days, I've been in one of Corey Holcomb's homes. So I ride for Corey, and he was right and that nigga was wrong. And that's how I feel. It's a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? But
hey man, I'm gonna disagree. You tell me I kiss white ass and I tell you suck black dick, I won. That's all that happened. It was equal.
I don't think nobody won
He
though.
is a black Republican.
There's no winner
He should
in
be
this.
used to people saying stuff like that. You kiss white ass, you're Uncle Tom. That is a blanket statement that people say to black Republicans.
Hey man, like I said, my boy won when he said you suck black dick, and that's where it went.
No,
it wasn't
I
equal.
like how Fawcett Media put it. Like, we've been using kissing ass since the office, in the corporate office room. Don't be brown nosing, nigga.
Yeah.
Quit kissing ass. That term was used in the 90s on TV. Like, you could say kissing ass.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not. It could be derogatory.
It's not the best, but it's not the same as telling a heterosexual man you suck dick. That's disrespectful. Just certain levels you don't go to. And he wasn't.
Hey man, just because he said white ass, it was the same. If he would have said you just kiss ass when he said white ass,
but it could be a white.
Doesn't he though?
It took the man over the hook.
But doesn't he a little bit though? I mean, at times.
But let me bring it back to Rock. What Rock be saying? Rock be saying the black community as a whole is a representation like the female. So what if he could have just said you just eating the black woman pussy or something? He could have said that to Corey. That would have been more appropriate because Corey
he was trying to win.
Because Corey probably does eat pussy. He would have won.
But even Anton even went on to say on his own podcast or something that he was purposely rage baiting him. He was saying things to continue to irritate him, and he had no idea in his mind to try to make things civil. He said, "I was doing it on purpose. I do content," which is whack. You're going to go over there and continue to make a situation elevate when you could be very mature, let it go and say, no, I do this. I create content. I have all these followers, just like what that nigga was doing with Mr. Fantastic. Oh, I have this. I have that. I have content. I have followers. I have money. That nigga's fat and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like he just crying out like Mario. I can hear your heart crying. And he's like acting. He just crying out now. He's
I ain't gonna lie. I just like it because that's some shit I would have said if somebody came at me like that.
Hey, and you can do that. No judgment, but I'm just saying my opinion, and I'm just one little nigga in Katy, and my opinion is that.
Yeah, but let me say this, right? So I want to add another element to it. I know that now, Christian, Now, one of the things I want to talk about is something that you did just expose respectfully. Why is it? And I guess I know the answer to why, but it does make the conversation sometimes challenging. You admitted that your bias chose a side. Now, let me ask you this. What is it so important about your bias that gives you the dying need to have to overlook who was wrong and who was right in any of the different events that occurred that night? Why does your bias association with one side matter so much to where you will overlook where Corey was wrong? Because Corey was wrong in different parts of the show too. There was first of all, you don't tell your guests to kiss. You don't tell your guests that.
Okay, here, I know
would
what I want to
feel
say.
real weird if I come to somebody's house and they tell me
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody's different. First and foremost, like I'm funny and I'm always gonna put a little sauce on stuff. So I said that, but then after that, I felt that I articulated, in an intelligent way, the reasons why I feel that the offenses were not the same. Even though I said that, I'm still explaining to you outside of that the reasons why, because my opinion is that those two, insults do not match, right? And the thing is that these two gentlemen don't like each other and they were coming to have a conversation, right? No one thought that it was going to explode, but everyone knows they have differences of opinions, different political views and whatnot. And we all wanted it to be a healthy debate. Okay. So I don't agree with the fact of him not saying, coming on his show and saying, kissing ass. Like on my show, these girls come and they'll say something to me and I'll be like, but no, you got a BBL. You know what I'm saying? You bought your whole body. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have just acted right, went to the gym, worked out, but you look ridiculous. I'll call people out. I'll call them a manufactured Humpty Dumpty looking asshole, and I've invited them on my show. If that's what it takes for me to be able to articulate what I'm trying to make them understand if we're having a difference of opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that was so offensive. I don't think I even said it earlier. It wasn't the best thing. It isn't the greatest thing ever. I'm not saying that he wasn't wrong, but I'm saying that the two insults didn't match, in my opinion. And then after that, Corey tried to calm the conversation down, get them back on track, and Anton refused. And then Anton went out on his own and even admitted it and said it. Yes, I could have calmed down, but at that moment, I decided I wasn't going to be nice no more. I was going to continue to turn up because I create content, and this is content for me. So that's the reason why I am, aside from my bias, on the side of Corey Holcomb, and also this silly shit that he doing with the knuckles, and I was gonna beat that nigga up, and da-da-da. I ain't never seen no real nigga make an announcement on the internet they was gonna beat somebody up, because if you really were going to, you would want them to forget about it, so you can creep in the night. You always say, like, it's silly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never ever in my life seen no shit like that and took it seriously. Who's the comedian at this point? Is it Corey or Anton? Is this a skit, nigga? Oh, you doing content again. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not just my bias. Do you feel me or not?
You know what? You cooked. I ain't gonna lie. You cooked. You cooked on that. You know what I'm talking about? You cooked
my baby.
on that.
Reasons of disbelief right now.
I'm not just cute, I'm smart and stuff.